Hi everyone and welcome to this new channel. My name is Natoji and today this is your bi-weekly Korean update on the channel. This is not only one but two brand new heroes coming to the game, officially released today. So this is a fresh update, a thick one. As usual, I'm using Google Translate. If there are any mistakes or correction to be made, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Now let's get started, and I'm so happy and very excited about it. This is Dark Wizard Beth. I really love they are bringing some Dark Invaders hero to the summoning pool. Here, she looked tremendous to me. What do you think about it, guys? She's a Dark Elemental hero and she's a warrior type of unit. She's not a tank, so she's more like Eugene, Bianca, Pleadvice. Usually they don't have a strong defense pool, but they have a very good burst ability of damage. The skills, so for the normal attack, this is translated as the Dark Smash Swing. Pretty straightforward, 200 sword and fuse with mana to damage enemies. It looked pretty straightforward here on the paper, but you are going to see that everything resolved a lot for a damage and a sustain around that general attack later on. Now let's look here, the chain skill. This is the Dark Invasion. She can condense mana, dealing 400% DPS around the target. Very important word translated here, around the target. Hashtag AoE, potentially zone area of damage, and increasing a melee damage by 40% for 8 seconds, which is very important here also as well. 8 seconds, it's a very long time. If you are able to bring a lot of weapon skill regen speed, you can be able to rotate it as much as you can and always have that 40% melee damage. And here finally, she has the special ability. This is the combat instincts. Depending on the number of enemies within 3 squares, meaning all around you, within 3 squares, the damage will increase from 15% to a maximum of 60%. And the damage taken will be reduced from 15% to a maximum of 60%. And please feel free to confirm it in the comment section below, because at the moment my translation is the damage taken is reduced from 15% to a maximum of 60%. This is not a trade point. A lot of players were wondering about it. Is she gonna to take more damage? No, she's gonna reduce the damage taken. If we put this now into perspective, for example in PvE, you want to bring a tank or a hero who can taunt, like Future Princess or Ogma or Craig, able to attract enemies, to be able to really shine here. Now, if we are speaking about team comp on the Colosseum, this is going to be very situational and very difficult in my opinion, because currently right now you have a lot of range DPS in the meta with only one tank in the front line, and this is not the optimal setup you want to encounter if you are using Beth. She will be shining against melee attack type of team, 2 or 3 of them, to ensure that she can be up front and building up her damage and her sustain. Also, there are still Future Princess, which can be a very hard counter to her. Now let's get into the weapon skill. Here, this is the Predator Eric. So first of all, 838 of damage for a 200 sword. This is a pretty good range. So this is below Bianca, which has the highest with 864 as a warrior. And this is higher than Eugene, which has 801. Overall, this is a pretty good damage to start with. Now she has 8% of critical chance, which is lower than Eugene, which has 10%. After we have skill damage, 20%, HP 20%. Here some defense plus 16%, which is pretty good. And before to get into the weapon skill, if you limit break it, you can get the casual 10% of attack. You have a sub option here, a very small weapon skill regen plus 8%, but we are going to need it. Now let's speak about the weapon skill. When she used the normal attack, the Dark Smash, she will decrease the resistance of dark properties by 20% for 3 seconds. So here it's very good for her, but it's also very good if you have some other dark heroes in your party. Hashtag Arabelle, hashtag Ogma, for example, hashtag more and more and more. And also she will create a shield of 10% of the damage deal. So at first it sounds like 10% of the damage deal about a normal attack, it's pretty low. It's going to be very small. But once again, let's review it all. On the chain skills, once you trigger the first time, you can get 40% of additional melee attack. And after here, on the combat instinct, if you have few enemy around you, you will be able to increase up to from 15 to 60% of your damage. So overall, it can be actually a pretty thick sustain. Now, it totally depends what will be the main stat, what will be also the party buff she's going to bring to the table. And finally, my first impression on the different content. Number one, for the red, I think she will be amazing in a mono dark team. For the simple reason she is able to reduce the resistance of dark properties by 20% by 3 seconds every time she's hit. Pretty consistent here. For PvE, I believe you need a tank, whatever. So better to have Ogma, Marina, Future Princess, Craig, any of them which can also turn enemy to try to aggro as much and build a sustain and a damage. For Colosseum, it is going to be very situational depending of the team you are facing. If it's a one tank with 3 range DPS on the background, this is gonna be a very hard time. Also, this is 3 squares around her. It sounds very good, but it's a very teeny piece of the map, more or less. So meaning she really need that melee opponent in order to shine. She need that contact. And I think it will be quite situational and very hard for his future princess. And finally, for Arena, well, you're gonna need to run first, because it's when she starts to chain skill, the first chain skill, then she can trigger that 40% melee attack damage, which help you after to trigger everything, the extra damage and also that sustain. And however, it can be fun. Overall, we can see she's not been designed for Arena for the simple reason is a passive scale up on the number of enemies, hands down. So here it will be more of a chicken and run. It can have some lot of fun. Let's see what is her range and mobility, but at first I do not believe she's a strong Arena contender, unless they decide to release her with an amazing weapon range, mobility, and DPS stat. Now let's get for the second hero here, the Battle Ball Girl Lai. This is a basic elemental hero. She's ranged and she's pretty straightforward. Here, just to resume it, nothing special, straightforward on the normal attack, but the chain skill is interesting here. This is airborne to down states, and it is mentioned 220% of DPS, but she will throw bats. So potentially she can throw multiple bats. So here we must still have a look. Don't forget about that little rare hero, which potentially can be actually a very high damage dealer. We never know. After here you can see on the bottom, pretty interesting. Once she gets hit, she will increase movement speed and attack by 20%, if that's correct, for 3 seconds. Now there will be a new two-handed sword, which will come if you pull the Dark Wizard Beth. You will get first this weapon here, which is Dark Attack. It's a pretty decent one. After they add a short story, the new short story, the book Invader Infiltration, and we can see, of course, Beth here in the picture. I cannot wait for it. And from the 10th December, this is starting right now, Christmas festivities, guys. There will be Fight Idols Bianca Shots book will be open. So first, they will change the floating Christmas theme. And if you remember Halloween, it was amazing. I cannot wait to see some amazing looking island Christmas trees all around. After, there will be also the Boundary Labyrinth. So there is a new season and it will be a dark labyrinth. So prepare your dark heroes. Now some improvements in the red, in the guild red. You can check the guild member who defeated the red boss. This is gonna trigger a lot. Why did you attack the fairy? I wanted to finish her. But here you can also practice defeated red bosses. Finally, I'm so happy for Bob. So if you don't know, we do have Bob teaches you how to read video, and this will be so critical to be able to test early on when the red is on, to do some video for you guys, just teaching you more about mechanics of the boss. After we have the Colosseum Arena, there is a new tier called the master tier, and this is pretty good. Here this is a tier score 1500 points and higher, so this will be, I believe, in between the diamond and the top 100. The reward will be 2400 and gems, because now I start to get really competitive either, so pretty cool. And also, and that hurts so bad, because two costumes that can be purchased as battle medal are added, and this is 1800. Oh my gosh, this is really not cool. I mean, really not cool for early on game player. It's gonna take you a lot of time, and you better use those medals for example, the Minotaur shield or the Minotaur's necklace out there, than to buy that costume if you are looking at this video and you just start the game. Although this is, I believe, a Jean here Batman and Nari version. After this is about setting the repeat combat sweep, so they will give you the opportunity once you are totally out of stamina to recharge immediately with the gem. So be careful with that. This is a trap. This is a big trap. You don't want to do that much, you really don't want to use that way to recharge your runs. You want to be sure about what is the cost and what they will be offering for that type of recharge. After here, they will add another team, tanks and support parties added to the Guardian's new headquarters. There will be a new collection, of course, following the new heroes, weapon and costumes. Here, I don't want to get too much, but this is Grimory's insane nurse. So basically, they have some issue here with the Red Cross. So it happens in Korea from time to time. So they change it here, like a devil little slime here on the hat, as you can see. So this is the world bearable, and I will pass on that. After, of course, you always have the unique hero growth package. If you pull the Dark Wizard Beth, you will be able to buy it in the shop if you want to. After, let's speak about few pay to win, pay to progress, pay to support type of offer they are going to make to players willing to throw some bucks in the game. Here first, it will be all about a new package, Super Awakening Stones. So here it exists already, but now they call it the Winter Super Awakening. So let's see what will be the price point. But basically, there are all different type of Awakening Stones you need to awake your trees. After, they have also a winter special package, which is 2100 gems and 7 Guardian point tickets. So this is to help players who are in a hurry to grind their headquarters and don't want to wait 1 month in order to be able to have that sweep function and to grind faster. After, they have the Epic Transcendence Armor Special Sale, and this is a big deal. It is sold for 2 weeks after the update and can be purchased as a gem once per account. So once again, the Epic Transcendence Armor Special Sale. This is something which you should be looking at to grind your exclusive weapon. This is so precious. This is very difficult to have dupes for weapons. So if you were to throw some box somewhere here, I will first look at Armor Special. Anyway, let's get after to the new event here. What will be the next banners? And it's pretty thick. There are 4 heroes: Beth, Bianca, Tina, and Idol Eva with their own weapon. So here, pretty good units, all of them all-rounded. It's pretty good for the players also who want to try to grind and get more duplicates. If you already play Bianca, for example, or Tina, which is a pretty strong unit, even Idol Eva, it can be very good for you. After, there is the giant gacha machine. We already reviewed that. This is a capsule drawing machine with coins obtained after clearing a mission in progress, and you can get some different reward from it. And the Guardian 6 Pass, it will be Veritas the weapon for Princess Aisha, which is pretty good. And finally, the costume. So there will be just 2 actually brand new. This will be for Beth and Arabelle. Personally, I prefer Arabelle here than Beth, to be honest with you. But once again, costumes are not only cosmetic, they bring party buff into your collection. On the long term, those are very important to get step by step as you can. After all of those, we already reviewed them. They are old costume, nothing new, I believe here, even downstairs for Soa. This is something that has been released already. So actually, I missed Bianca. I didn't get that one, so it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy about it, just to complete, some more collection and gain some percent point. And this is it for today. I am curious to know, what do you think, guys? Yourself, your own impression about this new Dark Wizard Beth unit in the game. And also, if you like it, please feel free to smash that button. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and turn on your notification. It will be very helpful. We are close to 600 subscribers. As usual, I wish you all to be safe, to be well, and until the next, cheers.